Hello and welcome back to Football Manager 2019 with USL Dunkerque. We are on the 14th of February. Happy Valentine's Day to you all, even though in real life it's somewhere in April. We are currently sat third place in the table, 25 games in, 2 points behind second place Guillaume, 5 points behind top of the table Auxerre. Since the last episode, obviously transfer window has opened, the transfer window has closed. We've also played a few matches, so here are the transfers. Starting with the outs, and 3 loanees have left the club for up to a year, I think. I think Elias has gone on loan. He's gone back to Brazil for 6 months, possibly, maybe a little bit longer than that. He is going to be playing first team football. We are not paying any of his wages, which is good. £4,200 a week for CRB, whoever CRB are, to pay Elias. They're like Series C in Brazil as well, so they're really low down. Hopefully he gets some football in Brazil and actually suddenly blossoms into a wonderful footballer. DJ has gone back out on loan to FC San Pedro. He was there for 6 months last season. He's going to spend another year there, I believe, in total. They're paying some of his wages. $1,200 a week if he is playing, $4,000 a week if he isn't playing. He's gone there as a first team player, so he's going to get more football. And another Ivorian defender to go out on loan is Guy Depode. He's gone on loan to Cannes, who are paying all of his wages, but he's not expected to play any football there. He's basically thrown all of his toys out of the pram during the January transfer window because a few big clubs came in for him. He wanted to leave. No one came anywhere near my valuation. People were offering like 60k. I wanted £1 million and a 50% sell-on. Because nobody hit it, I don't care. He's not influential enough in terms of dynamics and things like that, so I don't care if he's unhappy. I've loaned him out to Cannes. Maybe he'll get some football there. He might come back, will be in Ligue 1, and he's going to be really happy. Who knows? After 91 appearances for Dunkirk, Yacine Fekir has left the club. 6 goals in 91 games. He's signed for MC Alger in Algeria for some money. It wasn't a huge amount, it was a bit of money. £31,000, possibly rising up to 38.5. Basically, we weren't using him. We haven't really used him, if you look at it. For the last 2 years, let's be honest, we didn't really use him too much, even when we did use him, did we? 21 games out of about 40. He played 50% of the matches. And the finance fixer, Samuli Kannunen, that's right, the Finnish left-back with 4 caps to his name now, has left the club. He has gone to Blackburn Rovers. He's getting paid £27,000 a week. I feel like he's definitely made the right decision to leave. We've sold him for a huge sum of money. £4.4 million, potentially rising to 6.25, and a 50% sell-on. We were deep in the red in our finances. Selling Samuli Kannunen off to Blackburn has massively helped us out. We've got about 1.7 million in the bank, and I'm not spending it. I've basically gone, let's stick with that amount of money until the end of the season. Then maybe the start of next year, we can invest that into something else. Assuming we are still in charge of the club. Transfers in then, there's been a couple. There has actually been 6 transfers in total. First one through the door, Joseph Kola, a 19-year-old Zambian defender who can also play as a central midfielder, who's constantly ill. He has a cold, he's previously had a virus. Free transfer from Green Buffaloes. He was a player who turned up on my scouting system about 2 years ago, but they always wanted money for him. His contract was up, we thought, let's go for it. So Joseph Kola is in. He's probably going to get a few games. I really want to loan him out though. Next up, the first of 2 Qatari players. Hani Mufta is a 16-year-old right-back, although he is 6'5", so I'm definitely training him up to be a central defender. He has been on trial at the club for, if I actually go to information, he's been here for 381 days already. That's how long he's been on trial at Dunkirk for, which I think is a massive help. He has come in on a free transfer. Basically, I don't know whether it was one of my scouts or someone, just came up with a load of Qatari players, and Hani Mufta came in, basically because of his mental stats. And his friend, Ahmed Youssef Musa, who is an 18-year-old Qatari central midfielder, has come in because basically he's got some decent technical abilities, decent mental stats as well. Bravery of 16 is really good. I think we might have 2 half-decent Qatari players here. I don't know whether it's going to make a difference, because I'm kind of hoping, like when you sign Japanese players and South Korean players, it suddenly boosts the market of your team in that country. I'm hoping it does the same in Qatar, but I don't think it does. Youssef Musa, by the way, has a 5-star potential, and Hani Mufta has a 4-star potential, so if they both hit their targets, they're going to be ridiculously good. The final player to join the club then on a permanent deal is 16-year-old Czech central midfielder Pavel Jindrak. He has signed on a free transfer. He's never had a club before. I found him by looking in the Czech Republic under-19s, and he was just sat there without a club, and I looked at him and went, yeah, you know what, you look pretty good. I'm retraining him. He's not going to be a central midfielder. He's going to be an inside forward on the left-hand side because I think his speed stats help him out massively. He can't finish very well at the moment. Admittedly, technically, he's just not very good. But he's only 16 years old. He's going to be playing in the reserve team for the season. I have already given him a game in the first team in the Coupe de France as well. He did alright, he got a 6.7. The first loan deal comes from our feeder club Nantes, and it is Guillaume, a 21-year-old French attacking midfielder who's never going to play a game for us because he's broken his ankle. Basically, he joined, he played one reserve match, I think, and broke his ankle in it. So, yeah, Guillaume, he's here for 4 months. He's injured for 3 to 5. So, yeah, we might see him. We probably won't. And finally, it is another returning face. This time, Eduardo Luiz, the Brazilian left-back, who's also a centre-back, has returned to the club. He is my replacement for Samuli Kanunen. He's come in on loan from Leeds. We're not paying any of his money. He's on a backup deal as well, so they're not expecting us to play him either. He is still gigantic, still 6'5". That's how heights work. People don't usually change too much when they go over about 19 years old. 4-star current ability. He's a no-nonsense fullback, so he's not great going forward, but we'll soon beat that out of him. So that's all the transfer business. £4.5 million has come into the club. If we go finances here, £1.632912 million now in the bank. We had £800,000 into the transfer budget. I've immediately thrown that onto the wage budget, so we are massively, massively under our wage budget now. I'm not planning on buying anybody else. We might suddenly start looking. I might have a little scout around for some new gens, things like that, but right now, not really looking forward to it. Since the last episode, we've played quite a few games. Most of them have been either friendlies or cup games, but we've not conceded many goals at all. We did have a couple of little mid-season friendlies against Parma and Westerlo, which we won them both 3-1 and 3-0. Then, the first match of the new calendar year against Chateaubriand, where we win 6-1. We let in a goal. In the 91st minute, we let in a goal. That was our first goal conceded in competitive action since October. It was absolutely ridiculous. We win this 6-1. Blom, Radovanovic, Bogle, Zubak, Waha and Dimitri Bafana as well with the goals. We then have a couple of matches where we just didn't do much. Against Bastia, 0-0 draw. Against Nancy, a 0-0 draw. The Nancy one, I'm okay with, because Nancy are a good side. That one against Bastia, not very happy with at all. Against Orleans, we were not particularly convincing, but luckily managed to squeak through thanks to a Gaetan Paquier's own goal on 20 minutes. Into the Coupe de France 10th round, a 1-0 victory against Bergerac, a 93rd minute winner from Simon Bogle. It was a screamer as well. We also had 2 goals disallowed in this. We probably should have beat them about 5 or 6-0. Then against Gazalakajato, it was a 3-0 victory. Waha, Kojic and Levan Gvimradze, we played superbly in this one. Today, Metz, who are currently 6th, Laval, who are currently 4th. It is extremely, extremely tight at the top of the table. We are still keeping an eye on Auxerre and Guillaume. Guillaume are playing Troyes today, 14th place Troyes. Auxerre are playing, where are they playing? Bastia, who are down in 18th place. We have arguably got the hardest fixtures over the next couple of weeks. So without further ado, let's get into the first match against Metz. Luckily for us, Metz are in inconsistent form. They've lost 2 of their last 5. We have not lost in a very, very long time at the moment. Obviously, we've not conceded a goal for a very long time either. In the league, we haven't conceded a goal since August. August? That's a long time. October. So we are doing very well on that front as well. The starting lineup then is going to be Daniel Gerrit in goal, who has signed a new contract. If we have a quick look at him now, he is getting very, very good. He's on £8,000 a week. I think he's probably our highest paid player, but when you keep 14 clean sheets, I feel like he kind of deserves it. Gerrit's in goal then. Dariqua, Boris Ella and Eduardo Luiz will be that left back, making his 3rd appearance for the club and his 2nd spell. Asan Kamara will be the half back with Minty and Gideon Waha. Minty, who was out of contract at the end of the season, has agreed to join a different club. Annoyingly, he's off to Millwall. Lujbisa Kojic and Alan Varel will be the 2 wingers, with Levan Gvimradze as that striker. One thing I've noticed this season is we are struggling to get a consistent goal scorer. We've got a lot of goals. I mean, from our starting 11, only 2 players in our actual outfield players haven't scored, and one's only played twice. So we're getting goals from all over the place. It's just we don't have a 15 goals a season striker, which is what I really want from Gvin Radza. Identical formations then for Metz. Ellie Ewan as the striker. We do seem to play Metz on camera quite a lot, but I am picking out the matches against the teams that are in and around us. So clearly we're going to get a lot of matches against the bigger sides. This really does need to be a win at a rainy Stade Marcel Tribut. Waha with a free kick after 15 minutes, and it goes just wide of the post. Gideon Waha, I want to tell him to stop doing that, because he always seems to shoot, and then sometimes it goes wide, sometimes it's saved, hits the post, something like that. When it hits the post, someone normally mops up. Dariqua smashes it clear. Why was Dariqua there? He's the right back. Why are you not putting too much pressure on him all the way back to the goalkeeper? Forward to Bordes. Bordes, long ball to Quezada on the left-hand side. He's got Dariqua for company. Plays it back to Joffre. Joffre to Konjovic. Forward, Ewan. They've gone for goal from distance. He's hit the post. Gerrit had it covered. Calm as you like there from the Belgian. Corner for Gideon Waha to take it. It's gone towards the 6-yard box. Alan Varel was there, but it is over the bar. It's been reasonably exciting, I think, but no goals so far. Big Gids with a corner towards Varel again. Goalkeeper comes out to claim it now. What is Alan Varel doing? He's doing some weird crouch thing in front of the keeper. Kicks it way over the halfway line. Eduardo Luiz, the Brazilian, controls to Asan Kamara. Minty runs forward. He's got Kojic on his right-hand side. Does use the Serbian. Lujbisa Kojic runs forward. Across. Waha with the ball. Goes for goal. He's scored a Tony Yeboah. Gideon Waha has just rattled the crossbar. It is bounced under the bar. Hits the inside of the goal. We are 1-0 up. Gideon Waha's just done a Yeboah. That goal has moved us up into second place in the table. Guillaume are clearly not winning their game. Who are they playing? Troyes. They are not winning. Auxerre also not winning. Bastia and Troyes, please do not concede. Ideally, score a goal. Nothing changing at half-time. We're sticking with this 11, although I'm thinking we're going to probably need to do something as the wingers aren't playing too well. Alan Varel, Gvin Radza actually isn't doing particularly well. Louise back to Daniel Gerrit. 2 minutes into the second half. Asan Kamara to Boris. Boris, who's been dropped out of the first team for a few weeks because Dennis Blom's been really good, and then Blom's gone and got himself suspended. Kojic keeps going with the ball across to Minty. He's got Waha in front of him, finds Varel instead. Gvin Radza into the area, goes for goal, and Levan Gvin Radza with his 9th goal of the season makes it 2-0 against Metz. This is looking like we are going to be picking up 3 points. I'd like a third goal. Guillaume have taken the lead against Troyes. That is not good. Dariqua heads the ball forward. Gvin Radza. I was going to do some substitutions. Kojic keeps going down the right-hand side. Lujbisa Kojic has been an absolute phenomenon this season. Big Gids, loads of space. Is he going to go for goal? He's had an effort. It's hit one of the players. Rodrigue Ella forward to the Brazilian Luiz. Across to Waha. Minty's there if he wants to use him. Luiz again tries to cross it in. Waha gets the rebound, goes for goal from distance. The keeper makes a reflex save and we do win a corner. Big Gids goes all the way over to take the corner on the right-hand side. Kojic is there. The ball's gone all the way through. Is it going to go off for a throw-on? It does go off for a throw-on for Dunkerque. We are not going to see it, though. Everyone has started to pick up now, but what we're going to do Varel for Zubac. I want to keep giving Zubac games off the bench because he's getting real good. Zubac is turning into a really good footballer. I just need to keep it going. 14 minutes of the normal 90 to play. Ewan with the ball. Poblet across to Joffre. Poblet once again, loads of space on that right-hand side. Inside to Konjovic. Pascucci, Poblet again, Metz, passing the ball around. Joffre, Ewan, Quezada. He's very good, Quezada. What an effort that is, but is it a corner? I think that was a save. Daniel Gerrit has made a ridiculously good save there. Joffre is going to be taking the corner for Metz towards the 6-yard box. Boris can clear it. Ellie Ewan collects the ball, though, to Quezada. Quezada back to Biggers, and that ends the highlight. We are going to need to do a Dariqua substitution for Ryan Birch because Dariqua is extremely tired. Asan Kamara as well is going to come off for Radovanovic, and we're going to swap you two over because Big Gids, for some reason, is actually very good as a halfback. Auxerre are losing to Bastia. Auxerre are losing to Bastia, and I think Troyes have just equalised in the 87th minute. Oh my word, this could be ideal. Absolutely ideal. Luiz with the ball, the full-time whistle goes. Has that just been the perfect weekend of football? Has it actually been the perfect week of football? It actually was. Saloy in the 81st minute for Bastia beating Auxerre, which means there's just 2 points between first and second place now. Troyes equalising in the 87th minute, which means we are now second place. 26 games in, it could be happening. This could be the season where it happens. Dunkerque maintain unbeaten record, 13 matches without losing. And look at all these zeros here. Look at all these zeros. The last team to score against us was Angers on the 26th of October last year. We're on the 15th of February now. The hard work is not over though. Next up is going to be 4th place Laval. I want to have a quick look at the table because I didn't really pay too much attention to Laval. They're a long way away now. They're 6 points behind 3rd place and technically 2nd place. Who are Auxerre playing? They're away from home against Troyes, the team that have just kind of done us a favour against Guillaume. Nancy versus Guillaume as well. Hopefully Nancy can pick up a victory there. 2nd versus 4th then. 7,347 tickets have been sold out of possible £18,500. Stade Francis Lebassière of Laval. We've beaten them 5 times. They've beaten us 3 times. We really do need to win here. By the end of this episode, we could be top of the table. If we beat them and Troyes beat Auxerre, we could be top of the table. We could be joint on points if Troyes and Auxerre is a draw and we get a victory. We're unlikely to turn around that 8-goal difference, are we? We are sticking with the same starting lineup. So Gerrit in goal, Dariqua, Boris, Ella and Eduardo Luiz as the back four, Asan Kamara, Minty and Waha as the midfield, Kojic and Varal on the wings with Levan Gvimradze as the striker. I've just realised one thing I haven't pointed out. Dariqua, he wants to leave because he doesn't want to live in France anymore. So he's transfer listed. People want him. Bristol Rovers, Peterborough and Fleetwood. The transfer window's closed and his contract's up at the end of the season. So he's just going to have to deal with it until the end of the year. And Asan Kamara is also transfer listed. No one's ever made a bid for him. A 4-4-2 for Laval. I can't remember what happened when we played them last. I feel like this is a match that we probably lost when we played them last, or maybe it was a draw and it was a frustrating draw. The next episode, I know we're still on this one, but the next episode is going to be huge because that is going to be Auxerre, Guillaume, and I believe Lorient maybe in the middle. Because I think it was the same one that we had earlier on in the season, but this time it's going to mean a hell of a lot more. Half an hour in, Kojic has taken a knock. Free kick for Laval. Tutane goes for goal, but it is over the bar. That's the first highlight. We probably should think about bringing off Lejbisa Kojic. Maybe we'll do it at half-time. Guillaume have taken the lead against Nancy, so we've dropped down to 3rd place again. Half-time then, it's been pretty poor, hasn't it here? Laval versus Dunkerque is a 0-0. Other matches of interest. Troyes are drawing 1-1 with Auxerre. Auxerre missing a penalty after 10 minutes. And Guillaume are 2-0 up against Nancy, so Guillaume are most likely going to be picking up the 3 points there. Right, the strikers aren't doing a huge amount, so we're going to do Kojic off for Simon Bogle. Simon Bogle's actually been training up as a right winger now. That's kind of going to be his new position. I'm wondering whether we do Varal for Zubac as well. We're going to do it. Zubac, who was formerly on loan at Laval last season, is going to hopefully come back and score the winning goal in this one. Free kick for Tutane for Laval. Gerrit makes a save. Kawaya gets the ball. He's been tackled. He was offside anyway. Guillaume 3-0 up now. Guillaume are now 4-0 up. They are doing their goal difference a world of good. We are doing our goal difference nothing at all. Waha to Kamara. Where are you going to go? Asan Kamara forward to Bogle. Bogle tries to find Dariqua, who isn't going to get the ball. Plays it back to the goalkeeper, and now the counter-attack for Laval is on. Aliou runs forward, plays it into Diallo. Diallo goes for goal, and that is our first competitive goal conceded in the league in 44 years. That is disastrous. I just knew this was a match that we were going to end up losing. I could see it. And it really does not help because Auxerre are only drawing. We could do with winning this one. We need to shout at people, show some passion. Nancy have pulled one back. Gvimradze is coming off for Mushashvili because Gvimradze's on a 6.4. We need to do something. Just an equaliser now. Nancy have pulled 2 back. Zubac with the ball to Gideon Waha. Minty now over the halfway line. He doesn't have a huge amount of support. Gets tackled, but Simon Bogle, the German, gets it. Runs into the area, goes for goal. Why are you shooting that, Simon? Free kick for Laval, 5 minutes to play. Tutane across to Kawaya. It's going to be 2, isn't it? Kawaya to Aliou. Aliou goes for goal, and what a finish that is from Nabo Aliou. And that's the end of it. That is the end of the match then. We're not going to get anything from this. We could have been top. Instead, we are down in 3rd place. It's still not the end of the world. Auxerre are winning. There's 5 points between us and top of the table. Again, Guillaume are ahead of us by an entire victory now. Oh, this result was a match we really needed to win. Who do we shout at? You're getting an angry team talk. I'm far from pleased. Everyone listened. Roderick Ella gets a 6.3. Bogle gets a 6.3. 6.4 for Gvin Radza. 6.5s for the other two wingers as well. 6.4 for Zubak. Strikers, just every now and then, strikers just go, nah, not going to play in this one. So Auxerre win 2-1 against Troyes. Guillaume win 4-3 in the end. Nancy did a very good job of trying to claw that one back, so the goal difference is still just about in our favour. Laval have closed the gap after beating us. I'm wondering whether there's something we need to do against some teams. Like, I'm guessing Laval have got some very good defenders, like this guy. I'm guessing he's very good. He's not superb, is he? He's alright. Like, defensively, they didn't play amazing. I don't know whether that's just we played badly or they kind of shut us up. I mean, Pierre Charles played really well. But again, I don't know whether that was just because he had a key pass. Did that help? I'm not sure. Next episode then is going to be the big one. Auxerre, Lorient, Guillaume. We need to get at least one victory over Auxerre or Guillaume. Ideally a victory over both. And then the Lorient match in the middle, that is a huge banana skin match because that's the type of match where we will lose. And we'll lose it by about 3 or 4 goals to nil. 2 matches in between episodes as well. Red Star, that is a big game. 5th place in the table. We've got Le Havre, who are a Ligue 1 side in the Coupe de France 11th round. I'm not too fussed about that one. And then Troyes, a team who helped us out earlier on in the episode, and hopefully they're not going to be a little bit of a thorn in our side when we get to play them on the 8th of March. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Football Manager 2019. If you did enjoy, if you wouldn't mind leaving a like, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back next time for the biggest games possibly in Dunkerque's history. We need to beat Auxerre and Guillaume and Lorient if we really stand a chance of getting promotion to Ligue 1.